welcome to the 8th edition of Times Ascent Engineering Mastermind, India's largest national-level inter-corporate quiz competition, a platform witnessing the grand battle of brains amongst the brightest engineering minds of India.
Really nice to see this event getting organized, because the way I see this event is a quiz like this helps everyone stay sharp. So I think an event like this is what helps us sharpen our minds, helps us stay in touch with what's going on around us. And as engineers, I think it's very important that we need to stay abreast of what's happening in other fields and in our fields as well. And an event like this, where people get together, a quiz like this, really helps you stay really sharp, and also helps us spot the excellent minds at work. That's why the Murugappa Group is closely associated with an event like this, because we are an engineering organization largely, and we have a great regard for engineers and engineering as a profession. I would like to just close with just 3 lines. For all the engineers out here, stay curious, stay hungry, and please stay sharp. Thank you.
After a series of engaging zonal rounds in Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, Pune, Mumbai and Chennai, the shortlisted 7 teams compete for the coveted honour in the grand finale.
We will move on with the national finals of Murugappa Presents Times Ascent Engineering Mastermind 2019 Grand Finale. 7 finalists, and we'll quickly bounce to the rules. The first round, it's called the 5 lights round. 10 questions, all on the buzzer. Plus 100 points if you get it right, and negative 100 if you get it wrong. All right, here we go. Chennai, the first question of the national finals is for 100 points. Murugappa Morgan Thermal Ceramics Limited is a joint venture between Morgan Advanced Materials and I have an answer already. What am I looking at? Team 3.
CUMI.
CUMI.
Is a joint venture between Morgan.
Let me not bother you with that. That's 100 points. That's 100 points. We'll bounce to the next question. Here we go. Standardization of the product, usage of assembly lines, and higher pay for the workers to create a core principles of which manufacturing philosophy? Higher pay, I have an attempt already. This is
Fordism.
Fordism. What is Fordism, Chief?
The Henry Ford's manufacturing.
Put your hands together. Fordism, yes. 100 points to you, Chennai. I'll move on to the next question. Question 3 for 100 points as well. The Draper point is the approximate temperature above which almost all solid materials visibly glow. This is, of course, because of a black body radiation principle. What is this emission called? I think I will retire this. Incandescence, that's what we were looking for. On that note, move on to the 4th question. Here we go. If a resistor is connected in series with a moving coil galvanometer, which instrument will it become? I have an attempt at this, Team 5. This is?
A voltmeter.
Voltmeter. 100 points to you. I'll move on to the 5th question now. What is the name given to the range of operating speed under which the engine or motor of an internal combustion engine operates most efficiently? I have an attempt at this already.
The nominal speed.
Ooh, not really, not really. That's a negative 100. Power band, optimum power band speeds. That's what we were looking for. On that note, we'll bounce to the next question. The Ashlar technique of construction uses tightly fit rocks without mortar. Which ancient civilization would you credit? I have an attempt already. Team 2 for 100 points.
Egyptian.
Well, the absolute wrong answer. Incas. That's the answer I was looking for. The Incas. I'll move on to the next few questions of the first round. Here we go. Son of a banker, this German engineer developed the world's first recognized operational motorcycle. Tell me the name. I'm looking for Gottlieb Daimler. I'm down to the last 3 questions of the first round of the national finals. Which material is being used and projected as an alternative for lithium and polonium batteries in cell phones? What material are we talking about? Any attempts, my finalists here? So I think we'll retire this. I'm looking for graphene batteries. Last two questions of the grand finale. Here we go. Which equation describes the non-relativistic momentum conservation of any continuum which conserves mass? What is that equation called? What equation are we talking about? All right, let's retire this on the house. Cauchy momentum equations. I'm down to the last question of the first round of the national finals. This is defined as a technique in machine learning and search algorithms. This says that as the size of decision trees is reduced, by removing the sections of that decision tree that provide very little value or power to the classification. I have an attempt already.
Decision tree pruning.
Put your hands together. Yes. Decision tree pruning. Beautiful answer. We have come to the end of the first round. All right. On that note, we move on to the second round of Murugappa Presents Times Ascent Engineering Mastermind 2019. It's called Giant Leaps. Questions on infinite bounds. 100 points for a good answer. No negatives. It passes on. On that note, the first question of the second round of the Ascent Engineering Mastermind finale is on the screen now. We're talking about a composite compact lens originally developed by a French physicist for lighthouses. As you can see, essentially, it's called an invention that has saved 1 million ships. What are we talking about?
Is it Gustav lens?
Gustav lens, good answer, but a wrong answer. Moving onwards.
We are guessing Gauss.
Not the Gauss lens. Mumbai, this for you, 100 points on the trot.
Fresnel lens.
Fresnel lens, yes, Fresnel lens, 100 points to you. Next question, let's have a look at the screen right away. Invented by a Swiss chemist, Jacques Brandberger, while employed at the famous company Dataun in 1900, inspired by seeing a wine spill on tablecloth, he decided he wanted to create a cloth that could repel liquids. As you can imagine, it's very useful for packaging, popular in cigar packaging. There's a permeability to moisture. What are we talking about? This is for you, Team 5 to my left. Teflon, not necessarily.
Microfiber.
Not microfiber.
Muslin.
Muslin.
Cloth.
Ooh, that's a decent answer, not the answer. No, Chennai.
Cellophane.
Cellophane is the right answer, yes! What a beautiful crack. 100 points to you. I'll move on to the next question. It's for Team Ahmedabad. Josip Belusic was a Croatian engineer 1888. Invented and designed the first what? This was patented in Austria-Hungary under the name of Velocimeter, and it was exhibited at the Global Expo in Paris. It was later renamed, and the same year, there was a tender for over 120 patents which were registered to compete against this. What did he thus invent?
Parking ticket, like when you park a vehicle, you get ticket.
Automated parking ticket vending sort of a thing. No, not the right answer I was looking for.
Speedometer.
Put your hands together. Velocimeter, speedometer. Next question. We are back to Team 4. Satyendra Nath Bose first sent a paper to Einstein on the quantum statistics of light quanta, which he had derived from Planck's quantum radiation law. Interestingly, he did this without any reference to Newtonian physics. Einstein was so impressed that he translated the paper for himself from English to German, submitted it back to Bose for a prize which was published in 24. What was the interesting result of the effort with the combination of these two geniuses?
The Bose-Einstein equations.
Sometimes you just get yourself some points. Yes, the Bose-Einstein condensate equations. Last two questions of this round. This is for you, Team 5 now, to my left. Let's have a look on the screen. In this process, steel is heated above the critical point, and then it is quenched in a salt, oil, or it's kept at a temperature much lower. The workpiece is held at this temperature until the temperature becomes very, very uniform. It can be cooled again with ambient temperature of the oil or room. What are we talking about? This is for you, Team 5. Did you say annealing? You went with the simpler answers. I'm looking for a slightly more specific answer.
Cold annealing.
Cold annealing is not the answer I'm looking for.
Liquid annealing.
We have to get done with annealing. Moves on, Team 1 to my right.
Cold forging.
Not cold forging. It wouldn't be forging. No. Ahmedabad.
Is it curing?
Not curing, not at all.
Is this tempering?
Put your hands together. Yes, yes. I would have loved mar tempering. Mar tempering as a better answer, or step quenching would have been the most accurate answer. We are on the penultimate question. We were moving on to the final question of the second round. Bounces clockwise once again. We are back with team 4.
In addition to balancing, the motor torques can be used to achieve a controlled fall, such that the can be commanded to fall in a specific direction. Combining these three abilities, jumping up, balancing, and controlled falling, allows to walk across a surface. Some researchers hope to use this method of locomotion for planetary exploration, while others are using it for self-assembling robots. But for us, it is just a cool little cube that can jump up, balance, and walk.
Team 4, you need to tell me what we just discussed is an idea which led to the development of what? What are we talking about?
This is the Cubely.
A Cubely. What does a Cubely do?
The device is called a Cubely by research in ETH Zurich.
Put your hands together. 100 points to them. And on that note, we have come to the end of the second round.
Stay tuned as the action continues on the other side of the 8th edition of Times Ascent Engineering Mastermind.
This is the 8th year of the Times Murugappa Mastermind quiz competition. And we have a record number of 1,200 teams who have participated this year. So the standard of quizzing has been improving dramatically over the years, and therefore we expect that this year's competition will be even better than what was last time. I think we joined the Times Accent quiz during 2015, and that year there were 600 participating teams, and we were having the quiz competition in 6 cities. This year, there are 1,200 participating teams, and we are in 7 cities. I think the participation levels have improved dramatically across the country. We find this an extremely heartening thing.
Welcome back to Times Ascent Engineering Mastermind 2019. 7 teams continue to fight it out to become the best engineering minds.
I'll quickly move onwards to the third round. We are back to giant leaps. Interesting questions coming your way. We'll start right away. Team 7, first question, 100 points. This is for you on the screen. The rule you see is a general principle which is a governing system in thermodynamic equilibrium systems. Which rule essentially are we talking about? Team 7.
3-phase equilibrium.
No. Team 6.
3-body law.
Not 3-body law. Has to bounce counterclockwise. Team 5 bounces further to team 4.
This is a phase diagram where eutectoid and all the...
What are we talking about? It's called what? No, I
sort of an
can't.
iron-carbon diagram.
No, I can't take an explanation for
Gibbs.
Gibbs. The Gibbs of
Gibbs
what
law,
legend?
Gibbs phase.
Like the Gibbs phase law. Put your hands together. Gibbs phase law. Yes, that's the Gibbs phase law. We are back with you, Ahmedabad. Let's have a look. Developed jointly by Hamilton and Electrodata, funded by George Tice. John Berge, which is the head of Hamilton's Pulsar division, said that he was so inspired by the device, by then the futuristic device that Hamilton themselves had made from the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. Which device is in question?
It's actually a watch. Hamilton is that watch company, and they had some futuristic watch that was used in 2001: Space Odyssey with maybe astronomical watch or something. It's basically a watch.
Put your hands together. Yes. Yes. The next question is for Chennai TCS. Let's have a look. The idea for this company was first conceived by John Swanson while working at the Westinghouse Astronuclear Laboratory in the 60s. At that time, the engineers performed a finite element analysis by hand. Can you believe how tiring that could have been? He founded Swanson Analysis Systems. How do we know this today?
This is 3DS.
Not the answer I was looking for.
SAS Autodesk.
Team 6.
AutoCAD.
Not AutoCAD. Team 5.
ANSYS.
This is?
ANSYS.
What else? This is ANSYS. ANSYS. My next question is 7th. This is for you, Team 4 Mumbai. The undulator was originally designed to record incoming and outgoing telegraphic messages. The amplified current deflected magnets in the device, which caused the ink writing mechanism to shift accordingly. A psychologist called Donald Lindsay, experimental subject who was working upon Department of Physiology at Harvard, used the equipment and was satisfied with the studies. It became the first instrument that graphically recorded what?
It recorded earthquakes, called a seismograph.
Not the answer I was looking for.
Lie detector.
Not a lie detector.
ECG.
Not ECG. Team 1.
This is basically to record the spoken language when they are with the patient and everything, to convert that into some kind of a recording.
I don't think you're on the right track on that one. Last 2 attempts, I believe.
We'd say brain waves.
Brain waves.
Nerve impulses.
Put your hands together, Chennai. I'm down to the last 3 questions of the third round. Team 6. Here is the next question.
You didn't compress the whole thing. It should be twice that size.
I mean, 24 gigs, that's less than a fourth of the file size.
That seems dubious, Richard.
Why don't we run a Wiseman test for verification, see where we went wrong?
Okay, I mean, it shouldn't take too long. I don't like compressed half the fucking file. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have rewritten all this code. I mean, what we had before worked. I'm sorry, guys. Gavin won. We lost.
At least it didn't happen in a public and brutally embarrassing way.
Thanks, Killful.
In data compression, that's what they were trying to do. There is a correspondence between the information that you want to preserve and the information that you want to reduce. There are many technologies and mediums to do this. One of the ways is by rounding off the non-essential bits and ignoring it. One interesting example of this will be the JPEG format of photographs. What is this kind of compression called?
Huffman length encoding.
Huffman length encoding, not the answer. No. Team 5.
These are called lossy compressions.
Lossy. Can you spell that out?
LOSSY.
Put your hands together. Lossy compressions. 100 points to Team 5 on that one. Next question is with Team 4. What does this electronic symbol denote?
Cyclic transistor.
Cyclic transistor would not be the right answer I would look for.
Zener diode.
Not xenon diodes.
Transistor.
Transistors, like just transistors. You would have loved a more deeper answer than that, Ahmedabad. Team 1.
XOR gates.
Not really.
Triode.
This is?
Triode.
I would have loved the answer triac, which is also a triode. But that's an answer I'm going to go ahead with. Put your hands together. This is a beautifully stitched down to the last question of this third round. On the screen, this is a video. All right, Team 6, what you just saw is a very beautiful, classy example of sandcasting. The 2 vertical passages that you saw are called sproon, some people call it gates. Its primary reason is to introduce the fluid or the working liquid into the mold. What is its crucial secondary reason? Why are those sproons used?
To let the vapor go out right from.
Not necessarily. I'll have to bounce to Team 5.
When the liquid solidifies, it compresses. The riser molten metal goes inside and fills the remaining voids.
Sort of reduces the shrinkage which happens. Put your hands together. Yes, 4 engineers. That's 100 points to you. We have come to the end of the third round. On that note, we'll move to the next round. It's called the Murugappa round. 7 questions, direct questions. I will start to my right with Team 1. No pass-ons. I will go fast. I will seek a quick answer. First question on the screen for the Murugappa round. Let's have a look. Which of the following ceramics are used for thermal applications in non-ferrous metallurgy?
Aluminum oxide.
Put your hands together. Yes! Yes! 100 points to you. Second team, Team 2, Ahmedabad Reliance. The second question, which gear is used if the axles of 2 shafts are neither intersecting and nor parallel?
Worm gears. B.
Worm gears wouldn't be used. No, we are looking for hypoid gears. Yeah? Question 3, Delhi Hero on to my right. Let's have a look. CUMI manufactures electrofused minerals for applications in abrasives, refractories, and other industries. White fused alumina is more hard and dense compared to brown. However, brown is more tough due to the presence of what? B. Titanium oxide. B is the right answer. I'll move to the fourth question. This for you, team 4. To my left, let's have a look. Production of thin sheets of flexible tape by casting in the particulate forming process. How would you call it?
Powder casting.
We are talking about production of thin sheets, and powder won't go hand in hand. I would have looked for tape casting. That's how it would have worked better. I'll move to the last 3 questions of this round. Let's have a look. Zirconia is used as a raw material in CUMI's industrial ceramics and refractory products. Melting point of zirconia is what?
I'll go with C.
You'll go with C? That's a bad guess, unfortunately. We're looking for 2677 degrees centigrade. Option B. Team 6 to my left. Let's have a look at the 6th question. What is the process by which microorganisms break down the biomass in the absence of oxygen?
Option A, anaerobic respiration.
What else could it be? 100 points to you. We're down to the last question of this round. For Team 7 to my left, let's have a look. Ethanol blending aims at blending ethanol with petrol and is implemented by the oil marketing companies. What could be its boiling point?
We would say B.
And that's not the answer I was looking for. It's 78 degrees. Can we all have a quick round of applause? That was one quick, fast-rolling Murugappa round, which is brought down to the finale round of the Murugappa Presents Times Ascent Engineering Mastermind. Final countdown. This is where it all happens. I am going to have 6 questions plus 100 for a right answer. It's a negative 100 for a wrong answer. First question of the final countdown. If radiometry is the study of radiant energy of light, then what is the study of perceived brightness of light called? I have an attempt from Ahmedabad, team 2 for 100 points.
Luminometry.
That's not the answer I was looking for. I was looking for photometry. Moving on to the second question. The successor of the Hubble Space Telescope. Please give me the question and the answer both.
So second one is James.
This is what?
James Telescope.
The James Webb Telescope has just replaced the Hubble Telescope. Yes! Third question out of the 6. What does .dwg... I have an attempt at this, team 1.
This is AutoCAD drawing file.
Put your hands together. Yes! AutoCAD drawings. What else? 100 points to you. Let's listen to the fourth question. The maximum mass of a stable white dwarf star. I have an attempt at this already.
Chandrasekhar limit.
What a beautiful answer! Chennai! What a beautiful answer! Wow! Question 5. This person won the Nobel along with Pierre and Marie Curie. I have an attempt at this already.
Becquerel for radioactivity.
Henry Becquerel for radioactivity. Yes! What a beautiful answer. Last question, and I know a lot rests on this. 6th question, and the final one. Which company has released a series of video ads titled Wonderful World of Chemistry? I have an attempt. Ahmedabad.
BASF.
BASF. It's not something I can award you points for. That's a negative 100. DuPont. I'm looking for DuPont. Yes? Which means we have a twist in the tail. We do have a twist in the tail. We have a lot of ties to break. We are going to break the tie for the winners and the runners-up of the Times Ascent Engineering Mastermind brought to you by the Murugappa Group. The next question is only between TCS to my right, the home team, and Hero. This question will be on the buzzer. Are we good? Here is your question. Which Indian Institute of National Importance was founded in 1959 with collaboration for the first time ever with West Germany? Chennai.
IIT Madras.
Put your hands together! Yes! Indeed! Had to be a home question on that note. May I request all of us to have the thunderous round of applause for all the 6 finalists?
With that, we come to the close of the 8th edition of Times Ascent Engineering Mastermind Quiz, with TCS from Chennai emerging as the winner.
We've been very lucky to win this event. We've been trying for quite a bit for 2-3 years to qualify for the Chennai finals itself. That is proved to be a huge challenge. And crossing the Chennai prelim and then heading into the finals and then finally ultimately winning the event feels we feel really lucky to be part of this experience.
It's very great to win a core engineering quiz. So I think this is the best engineering quiz in the whole India.